What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube.com? My name, as always, is Fwafy. Welcome back to Fwafstomes. Today, we're going to be talking about clouds. You see them every day, you love them, they're large, they're white, they're fluffy, they're curvy, bodacious, etc. But there's probably quite a bit about clouds that you didn't know about. So today, here are top 10 ludicrous facts about clouds that you definitely didn't know about. Roll it.
Number 10.
Clouds were invented in 2017 when unsuccessful paraglider Keister McMillan was playing No Man's Sky, short for Norman Mandarin Sky. Dr. McMillan visited a planet that had these odd but beautiful puffs of white in the sky. He was inspired to create such a beautiful, bodacious creature of his own. He tried everything. He mixed DNA from sheep and pure vape juice, but that only made really cool llamas. He tried throwing cotton into a fire, but that only made stinky orange. His final attempt was when he left his car running in his garage to make a super big smoke ball that he could release when it was full, but that resulted in him contracting pneumonia and killing himself shortly thereafter. It wasn't until his pupil, Fox McCloud, found his research and literally just boiled some water. Thus, clouds were born.
Number 9.
There are several different species of clouds. There are the fluffy Fwafsters, the skinny shanks, the dumb idiots, and who even cares about these ones? They were supposed to live in peace and harmony until the skinny shanks decided to float into the dumb idiots' territory and rain all over them. The dumb idiots didn't like getting wet and struck the skinny shanks with lightning and said, "Dude, stop, seriously, that hurt," in cloud language. The battle continued for 2 hours until the fluffy Fwafsters called them both racial slurs, thus ending the fighting.
Number 8.
Did you know that clouds have never been able to sing a single tune? They often try as a way to court other clouds, but they get very easily saddened when they can't. This is why clouds often turn gray and get really sad. The only way clouds are able to effectively communicate is by whispering sweet nothings into each other's puffs, but it often winds out as a garbled mess of just syllables, kind of like this. I-oo-ah-oo-ee-oh-oo.
Number 7.
You may look into the sky on some days and notice that no clouds are visible. Why is that? Well, the reason is actually quite simple. When it gets too hot for the clouds, they actually migrate north. While in the north, they see their relatives and the king of clouds. They both laugh at them while sipping on margs and tell them to buck up. This is so humiliating for the clouds that they go back home and get hot again.
Number 6.
When clouds were first created, the majority of people didn't like them. They missed the burning hot sun and they found it much harder to cook eggs on their cars and zap ants with magnifying glasses. In retaliation, Salt Lake City decided to create an enormous glass dome and place it over top of the city. However, they missed one important detail. The dome was made out of glass and clouds do not respect the boundaries of glass. On top of this, the dome was so perfectly crafted that it actually created a magnifying effect that burned a hole right through a man. Luckily, the man was a pedophile, so it worked out in the end.
Number 5.
Clouds are very good at moving around, but how do they do it? Initially, researchers believed it to be large bats, who are the enemy of clouds, flapping their wings and using the air to push the clouds away to get them out of their territory. However, upon further investigation, they found that clouds actually have tiny little baby toes that they wiggle to get along. It's quite an adorable sight to behold, and if you listen closely, you can even hear the little tiptoe sound effect from some of your favorite cartoons when the clouds move.
Can I get a number 4?
Clouds hate hearing things. When they hear noises, they often start smooching each other on their nasty little lips. However, there is one sound that all clouds unanimously enjoy. That sound is the song Lose Yourself by Eminem. It calms them down and keeps them from smooching each other. Even though they don't have palms to get sweaty, knees to get weak, or arms to be heavy, they are still able to lose themselves in the music, the moment, and they own it. However, the most heartwarming part is that they do get to pretend what it would be like to have mom's spaghetti, a luxury clouds have never been able to afford.
Number 3.
Clouds have played a major role in the film industry. Do you remember this scene from Holes?
Hey, look, a cloud. Right there. Maybe it'll move in front of the sun.
Come on, little cloud. You could do it.
Please. That's all I'm asking for is just a little.
That cloud is named Broderick Handlicker. Holes is the first movie he starred in. He was thrust into stardom instantly. He soon found himself in his first starring role as Cloud in the movie Cloud Atlas. However, fame soon led him down a dangerous path. He found himself going to human parties and giving away his puffs as mementos. He was soon strung out and could only land gigs as nothing more than a little bit of fog on a river.
Number 2. Ooh, number 2.
For years, humans have pondered one major question about clouds. What do they smell like? Research began soon after this question was posed. A research team made a ladder out of old pairs of underwear that were only visible if they looked down while climbing. That way, they'd be way too embarrassed to even think about looking down. Once they got high enough to poke their little noses into the white behemoth, they inhaled deeply. What they found may shock you. They found that clouds smelled awfully similar to Toblerones.
Number 1.
People in the past years have attempted to domesticate clouds and use them to pull off crazy magic show tricks. One of the most famous examples of this is Criss Angel. The idea of the magic trick was for Criss to levitate up to a cloud and ride it back down to safety. He managed to levitate, but when he tried to mount the cloud, he fell right through and landed in a wood chipper. When he was interviewed after, he was quoted as saying, "Do you remember when I was famous? I ate a mouse one time, but that one wasn't a magic trick." Alright folks, that is going to do it for today. I really hope you learned something new, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it that thumbs up, subscribe, and maybe even ring that little bell icon. Keep up to date with all the new videos as soon as they come out. On top of that, I'm also dropping some merch. If it's not out by the time this video is out, it will definitely be there in the next few days, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, make sure you share with your family and friends, 'cause everybody loves Fwafstomes. Stay awesome, folks. Bye.